Go to Google and search for multipurpose Arduino IR library and select this first link, and from there select this GitHub link and it will take you here. Download this zip file and place it inside Arduino libraries folder. You can rename it, you can rename the zip file to anything you want. That's it. Now let's take a look at the program. First of all, you will have to include the library that we have downloaded just now. I have renamed the folder into IR remote. You can rename it to anything you want. Then you have to declare a variable called receive pin. You can choose any pin of the Arduino. Then these are standard statements, you'll have to enter it. Now void setup. Serial begin just initializes serial communication of 9600 baud per second, and this statement will enable the Arduino to accept infrared commands in the form of hexadecimal values, and these 4 commands are used to initialize the 4 output pins. First, take a look at the circuit. This is the circuit that I have created. This is the IR, and this is the L293D motor driver IC. 2 DC motors are connected. 9-volt power supply is dedicated for these 2 motors only, and the out pin of the IR goes through a resistor to input pin 11, and 5-volt power supply is given to the pin number 1, that is enable input pin of this IC, along with this pin number 9 and pin number 16. All are connected to 5-volt power supply from the Arduino, and ground is common for everything here. Ground is common, just 1 point only, and pin number 3, 4, 5, 6 are output pins of the Arduino. They go to the respective pins of the IC. So first, this is the hexadecimal value of a corresponding key of my remote control. You will have to map your own hexadecimal for keys. I mean, the key that you are going to press on your remote control will have a corresponding hexadecimal values that will be displayed on your serial monitor here. So you will have to do that on your own. Just simple case switched statement are used here. If this is the input, then forward action will take place, that is, the motors will go to forward direction. How will it happen? This pin and this pin will go high, and this pin and this pin will go low. So the motor will rotate in a particular direction, which is the forward direction. Second case is reverse. 3, 4 will go low and 5, 6 will go high. So this one and this one will go high, and this one and this one will go low. So it will rotate in the reverse direction. Similarly, if you just rotate one and keep the other pins low, then one motor will rotate on the forward direction, which will ultimately result in the right motion. And here it is resulting in the left motion. It's pretty simple. You will have to figure it out by yourself once you will begin to code this. And finally, if you keep all the output pins of the Arduino low, then no motor will be turned on. The DC motors will halt instead. So no rotation at all. Finally, a default statement is used if any of the unreserved keys are used from your remote control that you are not using here in these 4 conditions, I mean 5 conditions here, then the serial monitor will display an invalid input statement. It's better to use it to avoid confusion later. And introduce a delay of 300 millisecond, and this command will allow the Arduino to accept the IR command that you are going to send next. Let's take a look at the actual circuit now. Here is the pinout diagram of L293D, and this is the corresponding inputs that you are going to give to the IC. Pin 3, 5, 6, 4 are the output pins of Arduino. I have used 2 DC motors here. So the corresponding input sequence will lead to a particular output sequence. That is 1010 will lead to both motors being forward direction. Second case, motor 1 forward, motor 2 backward direction, and so on. So here we go. This is the actual circuit. Here are 2 motors, DC motors. There is the IC, and this is the IR receiver. You are going to use a remote, and as I said, you can map each key according to your own desires. So according to the program that I have written, this is the left motor key, this is the right motor key, this is the forward, and this is stop. So as I said, sometimes it doesn't work because this battery cannot provide enough current as it is, and on top of it, this IC cannot supply the desired current to the motors. So sometimes it doesn't run, but well, now it's running. As you can see, this motor is turned on, and now it's turned off. Alright. On a side note, it's better to use a motor driver such as this. It will supply enough current to your motors so that it will run properly. The IC that I have used have a Darlington pair configuration inside, which restricts its voltage and current output, so the motors sometimes may not run as you will desire. So it's better to use a dedicated driver IC like this one.